Hello everybody, Chris Wood here, October 2nd, 2022. That picture I just held up was my identity thief and boss to O.P.P, serial killer. This is Billy Wooldridge. That's the last known used name anyway. He lives 149 Center Street North, Napanee, Ontario. He is a human trafficker. He is a sex offender, human sex trade slavery trafficker, and he is boss and co-offender with O.P.P. Spencer Mills 14716, O.P.P. ex-chief, O.P.P. staff sergeants, O.P.P. Shannon Cork, O.P.P. Robert Keane, O.P.P. Robert Lucas, mental health worker associated to him, Stacy, was Daily Tea Company, now Kingston, and Shelley Huffner, O.P.P. and mental health worker. Then there is Tatiana V, aka Margie V, Stacy's girlfriend, Dr. Joy Hadley, Dr. Barton, Dr. Waldron, Dr. Pritchard, Dr. McGregor, Dr. Ambimbola, Dr. Sue, Dr. Fardell, Dr. Pritchard, Dr. Barton, if I haven't said them, Triage Nurse Terry, Triage Nurse David, Triage Nurse Tanya, and Paladin Security Guard. William Bill Wooldridge, the one I just showed you. Here is another picture of him. He is now bald, wears glasses, lives 149 Center Street North. And he is guilty, him and Blair Hardy are guilty of murdering my mother back in 2020 for revenge retaliation for O.P.P. This is a picture of me. For anybody that thinks my identity theft isn't happening, this is another picture of me. This is Billy Wooldridge right there. And obviously Colonel Williams, Russell Williams, and Paul Bernardo, Carla Homolka. Wooldridge, last known used name, he is the next Paul Bernardo, and he is also allegedly associated to Russell Williams, and so is Blair Hardy. Here is another picture of the untouchable lowlife that lives at 149 Center Street North. If that's even a real picture of him, but the one in the toque and the black hat is. I took that myself. And this is off of his Facebook profile and how I got that. He had mail sent to my previous address. Here's another picture of me from being broadcasted through from remote narrow monitoring. I know some of these are kind of hard to see. I have had serious deforming to my skull, to my face. I've had serious brain injury. This is why I show the tattoo of my wood tattoo on my handle and all my pictures as well. I don't think William Wooldridge or Blair Hardy has these tattoos. So how this is being done, how my identity theft is being done and changes is through remote neuromonitoring, complements of O.P.P. Back in 2019, I was at my previous address and I was sitting outside. Ex-O.P.P chief went by. He waved at me, I waved back. When I waved back, a black truck pulled up beside him. They pointed something and shot it. It went into my right ear. That's when the problem started. It went into my right ear, started going down my neck and moving up here to the back of my head to my parietal lobe. And I was getting all kinds of problems, burning, wondering what was going on. So I go to the hospital. I finally get an appointment for a CAT scan in November of 2019. I go there and Stacy, mental health worker that I just previously named, was there, saying that she was there for me, apparently, for anxiety and all this other bullshit, talking to her girlfriend Tatiana at the time. I have no anxiety, and I had no association with her. I walked out on her. As a matter of fact, when I was there to get help for somebody else, and then the next day, conveniently, Spencer Mills shows up at my house to basically threaten and intimidate me and let me know that if I didn't stop talking about the mission and what was taking place, there'd be serious consequences. And then the stalking started, and then I was shot in the ear by Wooldridge. The stalking started by Wooldridge, and then I was shot in the ear. The lies, the time buying, the cover-ups, the medical blacklisting, the discrimination, the medical treatment refusals done with negligent intent through lies against me, lies stating I have a long criminal record in history, long dangerous offender record in history, long psychological record in history, and none of it is true in any way, shape, or form, and it needs to be proven. That lie needs to be proven by the ones who cast that against me to get this done, to get me medically blacklisted and not be taken serious, you piece of shit garbage. There's been lies against me stating I'm suicidal and a self-harmer, and none of that is true in any way, shape, or form. I've been trying to save my life, and even as I'm doing this, you can see changes to my face. At least I am being broadcasted through right now by Blair Hardy and William Wooldridge. Blair Hardy, who is allegedly supposed to be in jail right now, but if he is there on false charges, hiding out while he is doing this to me still conveniently, and all he needs is a cell phone or a computer hooked up his ass or given to him, and he can still use R&M on me, because that's what I have in me. I've been falsely charged and arrested to try to give me a record to get my prints, my signatures, and everything else for this forgeries, framings, frauds, lies, time buying, cover-ups. Conveniently, I'm the last of my bloodline, so Spencer Mills, Staff Sergeants, ex-Chief Robert Keane, Robert Lucas, and all the ones named, you are guilty of murder in the first degree. You are guilty of premeditated, conspired murder in the first degree with intent to commit identity theft, financial theft, and frauds with the intent to frame and murder, and I will not be proven wrong, as crazy as that sounds. These police and doctors have to prove nothing. They even have a justice of the peace to obstruct, to make accusations against their victims. So there's more than one way to get arrest done, and I've tried to get every single one of them, and I've been blocked by even being accused of hallucinating, of being sodomized, because it was done by police and their boss, Billy Wooldridge. So I don't think being ripped open and having blood evidence is, you didn't even want to check. You just laughed in my face. Dr. Barton and Dr. Pritchard tried to have me committed for it because I'm a man, because I'm 50 years old now, and because it was by the police and their boss. So, and I have that in writing. Anyway, as a result, I no longer feel anything in my face. I have no brain stimulation whatsoever, especially on my right side. My brain and my skull has been split. And I am having all these different fucking people broadcasting through me to mentally numb me down, to dumb me down, so I'm not talking about this. in hopes I go crazy, in hopes I start picking up their mental illnesses and consciousness while this is happening, so I'm not, so they can get away with this, in hopes that I fuck up, in hopes that I might unconsciously do something to myself. I'm not giving you that satisfaction, O.P.P. or anybody else, you stupid fucking cunts. And I don't care if anybody likes that word, using the word Karen to replace it. No, you are filthy fucking cunts. In every sense of the word, you are terrorist garbage, O.P.P., and the doctors involved, so are you. I'm the end of my bloodline, so you are guilty of murdering my mother through Billy Wooldridge and Blair Hardy, who you are hiding, along with Tyler Lake, Jabin Alstein, and the rest. For 3 years ago and through this lies, time buying cover-ups. Enough is enough. You can do whatever because this is done. You can get back to your child fucking, you sex slavery trafficking pieces of shit. You pedophiles, you're murderers, you're sex offenders. You murder elderly for pensions. You take out insurance policies on victims and then you have them murdered and collect on it. Financial thefts and frauds. You steal disability pensions and checks. You steal welfare pensions and checks with the identity thefts and frauds. And then the framings. You can bring Blair Hardy out of hiding because this is done, you pieces of shit garbage, but I'm not taking a fall for him or Wooldridge or any of you other fucking bastards. I am Chris Wood. I am the victim of remote neuromonitoring use, and I have proven its existence and how it works. I am the victim of sex assault, kidnapping, identity theft, torture, medical blacklisting. All revenge retaliation for me speaking of police crimes since 2019. Love all, hate none. Hit that like, share, subscribe button, especially the share because it helps get this out. It's very serious and important. I would not be doing this or saying this if it was not true in every way, shape, or form. It has nothing to do with hate towards police or anybody else. This is about them committing crimes and getting away with it. They are guilty of the human trafficking. They're guilty of the murdered and missing as well. And they have to answer or prove nothing. My identity theft is done, so one way or another you will pay for this legally. Love all, hate none.